All right, the Eagles' schedule is officially official. It's time to talk about it. It's time to overreact to it. Trending in the AM meets trending in the PM. We are live breaking down the Philadelphia Eagles schedule and taking your thoughts on it in 30 seconds. And a very good evening, everybody. Welcome all, welcome one, welcome all. Trending in the AM turns into, as you see at the logo, trending in the PM tonight. So, guys, please, wherever you're watching, whatever you're doing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, it's pretty easy. There's the like button, there's the share button, there's the subscribe button. It's literally the only thing you'll do tonight that is free, that won't cost you a single thing. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. A lot of you will tune in on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate anybody on Twitter heading on over to the YouTube page and subscribing to the STC Sports Network YouTube page. You can see the link to my YouTube page in the bio on Twitter, guys. So I'd greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. The Eagles schedule has been released. So it's time to talk about it. It's time to break it down. It's time to think about all the things. Look, the Phillies are playing right now, and this is an awful Phillies game that's going on right now. We don't need to watch the Phillies. I mean, it's on in the background. We don't care about the Phillies. We can ignore the Phillies. Let's focus on this Eagles season, the schedule for 2025. It's officially out. We're going to talk about it, all the things about it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And let's be honest. I know a lot of you out there are loving this Eagles schedule. I already see overreactions all over social media about how great this Eagles schedule is and how easy it is for the Eagles. I'm here to tell you, I don't think it's easy. I think the Eagles schedule is extremely difficult the way it's laid out. I think there's a lot of tough stretches. I think the schedule writers, the computers, whatever you call it, did the Eagles and the Super Bowl champions no service. They're not being helped out one bit. So we got to break it all down. But we're going to first get to all the comments right ahead. Some of these came in before we went live. Barb saying, before we do the Eagles, and good evening, Barb, stuff, you have to admit, Aaron Nola sucked tonight. I already got hit up by Nooms on YouTube about it. Even I cannot defend Aaron Nola tonight. But I don't want to depress myself with Aaron Nola talk. Although the Phillies offense did do their best to stay in this game. It's now 10-7 here in the eighth inning. The Cardinals are up. Steven says before the show went live, no back-to-back home games this season is crazy. 2 times back-to-back on the road. Yes. The fact that the Eagles have no back-to-back games at home is kind of crazy, honestly. When you really think about it, the fact that the Eagles did not land a single back-to-back game on the schedule at home, it's crazy to me. There's so many random things on this schedule that makes no sense to me. Lots of 1 p.m. games. Honestly, I didn't even look at the times of all the Sunday games. What's that? 1, 2, 3 straight Sunday. 3 straight 1 o'clock games from week 3 through week 5. That's good. 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6 1 o'clock games if my eyesight's working. Oh, that's pretty good. Trending in the PM, Dante. Yes. That's what we're doing here. We're doing it in the PM. I got a little vanilla vodka going. I got a little special something here to take in a little bit. We're having a little fun here. We're breaking down the schedule. I'm going to put it up on the screen in a second. Let me catch up on things. What's up, Memphis Showboats? You're very mid tonight. Go Birds, Jim. That's right. More entertaining than these Phillies, right? Record prediction. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna give you a record prediction, K1. You know that. But let me tell you something. This is a very, very, very difficult schedule. It is going to be very hard for the Eagles to win more than 12 games this year. It's probably an 11-win schedule. If I've got to ballpark it without looking at, I haven't looked at our opponents' schedules the week before, the week after, when our opponents' buys are. I haven't gotten that deep into it. I'm just looking at the Eagles' schedule very, very specifically. And it's, oh my God, Brandon Marsh just dropped the fly ball. That game's pretty much over. Shit, there's nothing easy about our schedule. Dude, I see Eagles fans, my man Mark Moscatelli out there, up 14-3. I see people saying 15-2. It ain't happening. Let me tell you something. This is as difficult gets. Mike wants to talk Aaron Nola, been bad for 2-3 years now. Well, he was 11th in Cy Young voting last year. I don't think that's bad. But yeah, Aaron Nola needs one of those phantom IL. If you're watching the Celtics Knicks, you got issues, man. There's baseball on. There's Eagles schedule. There's trending in the PM. There's a lot of good stuff to watch other than that. Talking about the Eagles schedule is much better than watching Nola stink. Nola couldn't even get through 4 innings tonight. Even I can't defend him. Phil, if you remember the Eagles beat the Bills, the Eagles do play the Bills. Let's put the schedule up on the screen here. Add to stage. There we go. That's not the screen I want. I want to go with this right here. Eagles play the Bills week 17 in Buffalo. It's a 4:25 game, December 28th. It's a tough game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Sandwiched in between the fact that we've got the Giants twice in a 3-week stretch early in the season and the Commanders twice in a 3-week stretch at the end of the season, it's insane. Going Commanders, Bills, Commanders, 2 of those on the road to close the season. That's a 1-2 close. 1-2. The Philadelphia Eagles will be 1-2 entering the playoffs. That's not good. As they say, that's no bueno right there. I like having a week 9 bye. Week 9 is like a perfect bye, smack dab in the middle. Definitely a good spot there for the bye, K1. Definitely one of the better things on the schedule right there that I like about it. So that I do like. I'm here to tell you, you will never, ever happen again. What, the Eagles beating the Bills? Well, look, it's a tough spot for the Eagles. I don't know what to see. This is the thing. I can't predict the record until I look at every game, the opponents the week before, et cetera, et cetera. But let's take a deep dive here on this Eagles schedule. They open it up like we know. Week 1, Thursday Night Football against the Cowboys. I expect that to be a win. But then you instantly go on the road with the Chiefs. Then you come home with the Rams. Then you go back on the road. What's with playing the Bucs week 4 on the road every single? Like, that first 4 weeks is harder than last year's first 4 weeks. There's a very real possibility the Eagles start 2-2 or even 1-3 to start the season. Very, very, very realistic situation. The Eagles are 2-2 or 1-3 to start the season. And then you throw the Broncos week 5 in there. That first 5 games, 2-3, 3-2 to start the season. I mean, that is not an easy schedule whatsoever. They have 9-10 days after each Thursday Night Football, Friday Night Football game, it looks like. The days off do help, for sure. Absolutely. Is there a team on the schedule that's demonstrably better than us? I mean, I know we won the Super Bowl last year, but the Chiefs are right there with us. The Commanders are right there with us. The Lions are definitely right there with us. Yes, I will say, yes, there is definitely teams that are as good as us, or at least as good as us. Maybe not better, but as good as us, okay? It's that first 5 weeks is a juggernaut. I almost wish we had a week 6 bye, K1, after the way those first 5 games look. Since I've lived in Tampa, we've beat the Bucs once in Tampa. They have our number, not this year. Yeah, look, the Bucs have our number. Todd Bowles has always been able to handle the Eagles, especially Jalen Hurts. Something about it. It's tough. And we got them again in week 4. We destroyed the Chiefs and Commies. Come on, we did. And we were red hot last year. This year's going to be different. We got a bigger target on our back this year. And look, K1, I still have full confidence in the Eagles getting back to the Super Bowl and probably winning it again. I really do. But when you've got the Commanders twice in the last 3 weeks with the Bills mixed in there, that is a super difficult stretch. When you've got that first 5-week stretch and the Chiefs are in that first 5-week stretch, That is very difficult, in my opinion. I'm just trying to look at it very realistically. We have a pretty nice schedule, easy games in the middle. Yeah, I think after the first 5 weeks, Barb, you go Giants, Vikings, Giants, bye week. That's an easy stretch. You got Cowboys, Bears, Chargers, Raiders. That's an easy 4-game stretch. There are 2 very difficult stretches, week 1 through 5, and week 16, 17, and 18. And then there's 2 easy stretches, 6 through 8, and 13 through 15, or 12 through 15. So it's balanced in the sense where you've got a couple easy stretches, a couple tough stretches. Chiefs on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day sucks. That does suck for the Chiefs, and they're playing in Brazil as well, right? So the Chiefs have no easy schedule either. To be honest, rest can't be an excuse this season for any failures. No, it can't be. There can be no excuses ever. Mr. Steven, there should be no excuses ever. Such negativity speaks ill of the Illuminati. Sorry. My apologies. Eagles will go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl by 40. My apologies. There's the more positive Phil. It's not training in the AM, it's training in the PM, okay? There's a different Phil after he does a 95-minute show this morning, works 10 hours at the pizza shop, and comes on and logs on here at nighttime. There's a different level, a different style of Phil, okay? Chiefs are over with Mahomes, has embarrassed himself in 3 Super Bowls. I don't know if the Chiefs are done or anything like that, if that's what you mean. I have not looked at any other team's full schedule yet. I'm just looking at the Eagles at this point. And I just see, you come out of the bye and you got the Packers on the road and the Lions at home. That's 2 very difficult games. The fact that we got 2 road trips, so to speak, but no homestands, that's no good, no bueno. Phil After Dark. We ain't at the Skinamax level of After Dark yet, K1. We're just in the early stages of dark. I think it just got dark out. We're in the second sip of vodka part of the night. And Barb, this is all that matters. 12, 13 wins. I think it's more in that 10 to 12 range right now in instant reaction. But it's only about making the playoffs. Preferably winning the division. Would love to see another home field run through the link. So I got to look at the Lions' schedule more in detail. And I got to look at the Commanders' schedule more in detail because they're the only 2 teams that could really win the number 1 seed over us in the NFC. But if we have the 5 seed or the 4 seed, whatever. It happens. It's all about getting to the playoffs healthy and winning once we get to the playoffs, okay? That's all that matters. So when I'm saying that this is a hard schedule, it's not like I don't think the Eagles can win a majority of these games. It's not like I don't think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. I just think I want to set people up for realistic expectations. And when I see all over instant reactions of 14-3, 15-2, kind of get a little about it. Like people are taking it a little too far, maybe. It's okay to be realistic. If you set yourself up with false hope, it's an easy way to get disappointed. And I don't think that's necessary. I don't do Delta 8. I don't like the way Delta 8 makes me feel. I do something else. And we'll do that in about halfway through this stream. So when I'm done the stream, then it starts to kick in. I figure we didn't have the best record last year and still played every playoff game at home because the competition is mediocre. Yeah, look. And that can happen again as well. And I'm perfectly fine if that's what happens, okay? Perfectly fine with it. All I want is realistic expectations for this team. And I'm not going to complain and blame the schedule makers for screwing the Eagles. You got to play who you got to play. Just the way it's setting up, the way it's lining up, I think there's going to be a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys this season. 2-3, 3-2 to start the season. Then you ramble off a bunch of wins. And then you have 5-6 wins in the first 8. You're 5-3, 6-2 going into the bye. Then you come out, maybe split the 2 games out of the bye. Then you go on another run of 3-1. And then you got a tough stretch. It's going to be a lot of highs and a lot of lows this year, in my opinion. Phil would have more than 519 subs with more positive attitude. Right. I think negativity sells more than positivity, just so you know. Negative. If I came out today and said the Eagles are going to go 7-10, boom, this would blow up, right? The Eagles are missing the playoffs. Boom, instant blow up on the channel right there, right? No, I won't do that. I like to be realistic, K1. Not negative, not positive, just realistic. That's all I like to be. We got a bunch of people jumping in now. We're up to 12 people, so please hit that like and subscribe button, and please share. Get your comments in. What you think of this easy schedule or this early schedule. And, of course, we're watching the Phillies game. They're down now 12-7. Alec Boehm just got a double. So we got the Phillies on in the background as well. If anybody wants to talk to Phillies, I'm perfectly fine. PGA Championship starts tomorrow morning as well. Stupid question because my mind is failing me right now. But who is our new offense coordinator? Kevin Patullo. He was the, he's been part of the Sirianni staff for a very long time. So, yeah. What's up, Bruce Bryce Harper? We are doing Trending in the PM tonight. I'm glad Eagles finally got challenged. The Eagles got a big challenge this year. Mark Moscatelli, what's up, my man? No fewer than 13 wins. I disagree. I think this is an 11 to 12 win schedule. They go 4-2 in the division, book losses with Bears and Bills. The Bills game will not matter. I think that's being a little too positive at this point, Mark. Until I start breaking down each team's schedule, the week before they play us, the week after they play us, stuff like that. I see about 3-2 to start the season. I see a stretch of maybe 3-0 after that. Splitting the Bears and Packers game, or the Lions-Packers game, then going 3-1 after that. And I think that's a very tough stretch to close the season. Commanders, Bills, Commanders. And I think that's a 1-2 stretch right there. So I think 12-5 is a positive answer. I think 11-6 is a very realistic number. I think that's how it goes. Bruce says, Phil, now I know why you aren't on in the morning anymore. I'm still on in the morning every day. I'm not going on tomorrow morning. I got a charity golf outing to play on. That's why I decided to go live tonight. Give you guys a little makeup duty since I'm skipping tomorrow. But I'm on every morning still. You just miss me sometimes. Yeah, Kevin Patullo. It's no big deal. I agree with Mosca about the Bears. Yeah, the Bears, I still don't know what to make of the Bears, realistically. The Bears are a good football team. I am just not a Caleb Williams guy. I think Caleb Williams is one of those overhyped quarterbacks. I love the nighttime shows. I know you do, Barb. And I wish I had more free time in my life to do more nighttime shows, and I want to. And maybe someday, by some miracle, some grace of God, I will have the time to do it. 14 likes, not enough likes. There's 13 people watching. That means every one of you should have hit that like button. Every single one of you should have shared. And please, if you haven't, please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Mitchie Poo. Phil, I feel we will win at least 13 games. I mean, I think if we win 13 games, Bruce, just like Mark said, I think that means everything went perfectly. I think 13 wins is max. That's the ceiling, not of the team's skill set. I want people to understand. When I say they're winning 11, 12 games and 13's like, that's like the max, it's not because I don't think the team is good. I think the team's great. I just think the schedule is extremely difficult. That's all. I am sorry. Oh, you just missed me. Oh man, that's why you got to set those notifications. That little bell. Washington might not have as many wins this year. They won some lucky ones last year. Every team has lucky wins, and I think there's too much personally being made about this whole Commanders are going to take a step back this year just because Jaden Daniels is in his second year, just because C.J. Stroud did it. People forget that C.J. Stroud, the Houston Texans, had a lot of injuries last year. So I don't buy that it's a definite lock that the Daniels and the Commanders take a step back. I haven't even looked at how their schedule lays out. But the Commanders are a darn good football team too, and we've got to respect our opponents. I only see 4 games that might be hard. I see a little bit more than that. Can we get to 60? Stop. Even at night, you just never stop, do you? You never miss a beat. Never miss a beat. Games that they could lose. Cowboys, Chiefs. They could, in theory, lose any of the first 5 games. All 5 of those first 5 games are all losable games. All right? They'll lose one of the 2 Packers lines back to back. And then they'll lose one of the Commanders and probably the Bills game. So there's a lot of potential losses on there if the Eagles don't play to their full potential. Bills, Chiefs, Detroit are the only games that we maybe that's not giving enough respect to the Commanders, in my opinion. And there's something about week 1, game 1, Thursday night football, division Cowboys, raising the banner, all the fanfare, all the excitement, makes that first game very, 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 very difficult. I don't respect any team in our division. You got to respect your opponent. If you don't respect your opponent, that means you take them too lightly, and then you can lose that game. We'll be favored at home. We don't play KC at home. We play KC on the road. So I don't know if we'll be favored in that game, but we might be. Detroit got decimated with their coaching staff turnover. They're going to boat race that team. That's fair. But so did we last year. And by week 5, 6, things turned around. We're not playing Detroit till week 11. I had to double check that. Week 11, Mark. So that gives the Detroit Lions time to settle in with their new coordinators and stuff like that. If that Detroit game was week 3, I think you'd be spot on with that comment. The Commanders are not very good as we dominate them, and the Commanders got a lot of lucky wins. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair argument. We did whoop their asses. They added a lot of guys, a lot of over 30 guys. They had Debo, Laramie Tunsil, a lot of guys that are older. They're a very old football team. So who knows if they'll even be healthy by the time week 16 rolls around, Bruce. So maybe I'm giving them too much respect. Can we lock in Washington versus Philly for Sunday Night Football week 18 for possibly first place? I mean, it's very possible that week 18, and that is why that is week 18. It's for the division. It's for number 1 overall seed. Very, very, very smart job by the NFL doing that. Figuring losses with Commanders, Cowboys, Tampa, Bears, and Bills. I'd probably flip that Bears and Lions or Bears and Packers. But yeah, I mean, they're all games I could see them losing. I almost feel like it's gotta give with the Bucks eventually, doesn't it, Mark? Like at some point we gotta beat the Bucks, right? Like I don't know how we could just keep losing them. Yeah, we'll still probably win the Chiefs. I think we got a better chance of beating the Chiefs week 2 than the Cowboys week 1. Not that the Cowboys are a good football team, but there's got to be something to be said about the raising the like. I don't know. I want somebody, if you have a free second, somebody watching, Google search like let's just say the last 5 years. That first game has always got the Super Bowl champion in it at home raising their banner, right? So just in the last 5 years, what's the record of the home team raising their banner in week 1? Super Bowl. I'm writing it down just in case you guys can't do it. Record week 1 at home. Okay. I'm just curious. If you guys can't do that research for me, I will do it after the show. The Commies are taking a step back this season. Don't you agree, Phil? I don't necessarily agree. At least not early on. I just think everybody's just assuming they are because the Texans did. And you can't assume anything in football. I also feel Daniels is a star, but he's very skinny and could get hurt badly. Yeah, that's true. And they invested in the offensive line, bringing in Laramie Tunsil. Look, I think Daniels is going to be a star. I don't know if he falls back like C.J. Stroud does, though. Again, C.J. Stroud lost both of his starting wide receivers, and there were injuries all over their offensive line last year. And they still won their division with C.J. Stroud last year. I mean, their division stunk, but that's a different thing. The Chiefs may not make the playoffs this season. I mean, there's a problem with that statement, Mark, is who do you have faith in winning that division? Maybe the Broncos, not the Chargers, definitely not the Raiders. So as long as they can stay ahead of the Broncos, and is there 6 better teams in the NFC? The Ravens, the Bills, maybe the Broncos, The Ravens, the Bills, the Bengals, the Broncos. I'm trying to think of teams that definitely are better than them. Whoever wins the South, I guess the Texans. That's 5. You got to find 2 more teams that are better than the Chiefs right now to say that, Mark. So Ravens, Bengals, Broncos, Texans, and I already forget the other one I said. I named 5. Their division, the Broncos, the Bengals and the Ravens in the North, the Texans. Oh, we got the AFC too. The Bills, maybe the Dolphins. I can't say the Dolphins. I don't think there's 2 other teams that are better than them. We're not losing to the Bears. If we lose to the Bears, I'll blame the Pope, Barbara, 1,000%. 1,000% would be on the Pope. Why do we have to do all this work here? What work? We're having fun here. You're not having fun? I feel Detroit is probably the second best team in the NFL, so that game could be hard, but it's at home, so we should win. It's going to be a close game. As a side note, the old school trend in the AM is, you like the old school shirt here? This is the original for those that don't know. This is the original Trending the AM logo when I first started the show over 4 years ago on DSM Media. Where's my boy Jeremy, who was my original co-host on that show? He's still working for 102.5, the Fox, the Gambler. I don't even know. I haven't seen him online in a long time. I have faith in Ace Bailey. Brian, I love you, my man. In this show, we bring up any topics, but we are not talking Sixers basketball. I don't need the Phillies are losing. I don't need anything depressing like Sixers related right now. Chiefs were dog shit all year and lucked out in every win. They might be 9-8 team in 25. You still got to find me 7 teams that are going to win more than 9 games, though. I don't know if there's 7 teams in the AFC. I said it on a show a couple of weeks ago, Mark, that the NFC is way better and way deeper than the AFC. I could probably name 7 teams, 9 teams in the NFC that could win 9 or more games. I don't think I can name 7 teams that will win 9 games in the AFC. Dallas has 4 Thursday night football games. Wow, that's brutal for Dallas. That's very brutal. I mean, I said I'll do the research. I'm just not doing it right now. I can't do the research and talk to you, K1. If you want the answers right now live, I don't have a producer. I'm not on 97.5 The Fanatic. Well, Beasley, call me. I'm cheaper than what you got. Or WWWIP. I'm not doing that. I don't got a producer to do the work for me. I don't got a statistician sitting behind me like Larry Anderson does in the broadcast booth. Commies only beat the Bears with a Hail Mary. I know. Every team gets lucky in certain wins. We only lost to the Falcons because Saquon Barkley dropped the pass. See? It happens all the time. Sometimes you win games you should. Sometimes you lose games you should. And sometimes you just get lucky. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Going on here. Anyway, I will say, I'm glad we're not playing. When we saw the Saturday night game, the 20th against the Commanders, I really thought that meant a Christmas Day game for the Eagles in Week 17. I'm glad we don't have that. I'm glad we don't have international games. I'm glad we don't have Thanksgiving games. Those things really annoy me. I love the Bears game on Friday, and I love that it's a 3 o'clock game too. That's pretty cool. I can't see how many prime times. There's quite a few prime times. Let me see. Week 1's prime time. Week 6 is prime time. Week 10, Week 11, Week 14, Week 16, 6. And I know 3 o'clock on a Friday is not prime time against the Bears, but it's a weird schedule. Maybe that could be considered it. Do you feel McKee is a good backup? McKee's a good backup. He's fine. I don't believe what Rick says, that McKee's the next coming to Tom Brady. But, yeah, I think Tanner McKee's a very fine backup. They open up versus Philly, Thanksgiving versus KC, Christmas versus Washington. I mean, Dallas has got a brutal schedule if they got that many Thursday night games. There's no doubt about it. What do you think of the Bills' schedule, Memphis Showboats? Do they have an easy schedule, hard schedule? And don't be full of it. Be honest. Realistically, are you happy with the Bills? I haven't looked at the Bills' schedule. I haven't looked at anybody's schedule outside the Eagles and something like the Thursday night games and Christmas games. I will never be a McKeister. Will never be a McKeister. I still say call New Orleans and trade that boy in a heartbeat. No doubt about it. No doubt about it that you trade McKeister right now if it gets you a second or third round pick in next year's draft. No hesitation in that one at all. Like, I haven't seen their schedule yet, Mark. I haven't looked at it and broken it down. But that'll be this weekend and next week. I'll start breaking down everybody's schedules, coming up with my record predictions and stuff like that. On paper, just looking at the roster and the improvements of the team, improvements or non-improvements, however you want to look at it, Mark, I had Dallas as either an 8 or 9 win team. I mean, seeing 4 Thursday night games, as Steven just said, on their schedule, I'm trusting them on that. That makes it very difficult. So maybe they are a 7 or 8 win team in that case. Trade McKee for Tyler Shuck. And I still don't believe that you guys told me to pronounce his name right. I haven't heard anybody else say Shuck yet. Phil didn't want Saquon Barkley here. I did not. You bring that up, Mitchie Poo, like I hide the fact that I was anti-Saquon Barkley. I am proud to wear my mistakes on my sleeve and admit when I am wrong, Mitchie Poo. I am the only guy that goes live as much as I go live that openly admits every mistake I make in content, in predictions, in thoughts and theories. I'm the only one that does it. I openly admit I don't delete. I could have deleted that Saquon tweet. Could have. Didn't. I am very, very open about what I do. The Phillies game has now gotten up to 14-7. What the bleep? Do I think Justin Simmons will be an Eagle? Maybe. I know that's like the wrong way to answer that. Maybe. Okay? I think if Justin Simmons was going to be an Eagle, he would have been an Eagle last year. Why did he not get signed till late last offseason and not by the Eagles with all the signs pointing to the Eagles? He's out there again this year, still available on May 14th, and no one signed him, and everybody's talking about him to the Eagles again, Jim. Why? Does Vic Fangio not want him? Do the Eagles like what they've got? I think they need depth at safety. But you don't draft a safety in the second round that could start and then sign Justin Simmons. Would they be better off having him as a backup? Absolutely. But there's got to be a reason why Justin Simmons hasn't been an Eagle yet or signed yet. And to me, that's a red flag. So I don't think we need Justin Simmons. Will he be an Eagle? If I had to put, a percentage on it, I'd say it's leaning like 60, 65%. That'll be an Eagle. But not, yeah, I was a Tobias Harris fan. I still am a Tobias Harris fan. I was rooting for Detroit in the playoffs. Tobias Harris had one flaw his entire life. Tobias Harris's flaw was the Sixers gave him too much money. And he didn't turn it down. Phil, you need a tattoo. I didn't want Saquon. No. Okay? And just to exaggerate a little bit here or further this thing, it's not that I didn't want Saquon. I said the Eagles had a lot of holes on their team. And the money you were going to spend on Saquon could have gotten us a linebacker, a safety. When I said I didn't want Saquon, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson wasn't here. We didn't know what Zach Bond was going to be. We didn't know Mekhi Becton was going to be a Pro Bowler. Didn't know any of that. Okay? Didn't know any of it. We didn't know Nolan Smith was going to be what Nolan Smith was. We didn't know Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean were going to be studs. Hell, they weren't even drafted here yet when Saquon signed here. The Eagles had so many holes, and I thought $30 million for Saquon Barkley could improve the entire team. That's all I ever said about Saquon. Not that he wasn't a good player. Just, never brought up Saquon's injury history or anything else like that. Just brought up the simple dollars and cents. Bills versus Ravens week 1 primetime. That's a good game. Week 3, Dolphins primetime. I don't think the Dolphins are any good. I'll be honest with you. Your arms aren't long enough for that tattoo, yeah? You got lots of room. We were talking tattoos today with one of my customers at the shop. I think it's time for another tattoo. I got 2 or 3 tattoos that that I want to add to my collection. But I need more money. Tattoos are expensive, man. Week 5, New England Prime. New England ain't going to be as good as people think. You didn't start nothing. I'm just explaining myself. I just want to make sure if somebody turned this on for the first time, they know what the truth is. Week 6, Falcons, probably a lot of primetime games for them. I'm not triggered. I could care less. Triggered would be being pissed off. I'm not pissed off. I wear my mistakes like a badge of honor. You're literally just reading off their whole schedule. Gotcha. Get a joke. No. Why would I get a tattoo of Joe Hendry? Why? Why would I do that? That seems. I'm trying to message somebody, but give me a second here. Getting messages from people that are in the chat. People that are in the chat talking to me, I'm getting messages from as well. Jim, you can text. You don't gotta text me, Jim. You can say it in the chat. Bill needs a tat for the other cheek. What? No. Anyway, so some of the other tattoos, I just to teach people what I want. There's a tattoo of a skull from a James Bond movie, Spectre, when he's going through the Day of the Dead, of a skull with a top hat and a big fat cigar hanging out of his mouth. And I want that. That's one of them. I want to get a memento mori, just the words written on my arm somewhere, either there or there. I got a lot of good tat ideas that I want. Ravens, Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs, lots of hearts. Yeah. I mean, the schedule's going to be difficult this year. And you know what? The schedule's going to get more difficult for a lot of football teams as we're up to 7 international games this year. We're going on Christmas. We're going on Black Fridays now. Like, literally, the schedules get stretched out over the season so much that everybody's schedule is going to get weird and wacky over the next couple of years. I do not believe in Joe Hendry. His boat has passed, in my opinion. So it appears I believe. Phil regrets doing this. I don't regret doing this. I don't regret nothing in life. No regrets, okay? I'm going to get no regrets tattooed on my chest. No regrets, okay? Why would I regret doing a show and hanging out with K1? You know? K1, I love hanging out with you here late at night. We haven't gained a single subscriber. We've only gotten 14 likes on this video. And you know what? I'm still having fun. I got to talk to Barb tonight. I got to talk to Bruce Harper tonight. I got to talk to Jim and Mark tonight. No regrets. How do we got 14 likes on this video? I'm sure everybody's doing an Eagles schedule video right now. But whatever. I'm just doing this for the core. Wait till Duck and Nooms and Eric find out they missed the nighttime show. Wait till they find out. They're gonna be so disappointed when I'm not live tomorrow morning. I'll be on the golf course. Oh, well, thank you. Now, Mark, what you got to do is you got to tell the people Manitow or whatever your town is to subscribe to the YouTube channel and join in. We've been stuck on 519 subscribers for like 2 weeks now. The goal is 1,000 subscribers by kickoff Thursday night, September 4th. I'm going to go live for every Eagles game that I'm not on vacation for. Just so you know, yeah, YMCA. Like, share, subscribe. It's pretty simple to do. And literally, liking and sharing and subscribing to the YouTube channel is literally free to do. It literally costs nothing. It's the only free thing in life. Well, it's not free. I guess you got to pay for the internet and electricity to watch this show, right? I guess if you have a good cell phone signal, you don't even have to have electricity. You just got a cell phone. First look at the official schedule. Mister, there's a lot of positivity floating around about it. I am very cautiously worried that this is an 11-win schedule for our Eagles. Not predicting 11 wins yet. I haven't deep dived into other team schedules, but just at a quick initial glance, mister, this is an 11-win schedule. No back-to-back home games. No easy stretch. whatsoever. Week 6 through 8 with 2 Giants games, that's pretty easy. But that's about it. There's a lot of difficulty on this schedule. Instant reaction is 11 wins. It's not my final prediction. It's not my final call. But my instant reaction is 11 wins. That's just how I feel it. I still think the Eagles make the playoffs. I still think the Eagles are good enough to make a run to the Super Bowl, barring any crazy injuries. I think this schedule to my left on the screen, maybe you're right, but my left is an 11-win schedule for the Philadelphia Eagles. I really, truly believe that. It's a shame, but that's how I see it playing out at this point. We're not even at 519 subscribers anymore. We're down to 518 subscribers. Seriously? How did going live right now lose me a subscriber? Like, seriously? I did see Lane Johnson tweet that out. And good. Yeah, the gray ones are the road games. I guess the green ones are the home games. Yes. The grays are the road games, though. That 10-game mini bye week 2 helps us, yes. There's a couple stretches where there's extended buys. I mean, our bye week, we play on Monday Night Football after the bye, so it's an extra day off there. Mini bye week after the Black Friday game. There's a couple mini bye weeks built into the schedule, actually, which is helpful. Definitely helpful. How the hell did I lose a subscriber tonight? Like, I really cannot fathom how I lost a subscriber tonight. Like, it really makes no sense. My screen's showing now 518 subscribers. Like, really? How does that happen? What's up with that? How does that happen? How do I give you guys more of my time, more of my life, and I lose it? I can't get to 569 if I keep losing subscribers, Mitchie Poo. I've hit 520 twice this week, and I'm sitting at 518 right now. Like, seriously. You want rant, Phil? Yeah, this. We got a better chance of hitting 469 than 569 at this pace. Like, seriously. Did me tweeting out or doing a short video on the Flyers hiring Rick Tocchet really piss that many fans off? Seriously? Like, what do I got to do anymore? I don't know. It's crazy. Phillies lose. First series loss for them in a little while here. That's a damn shame. Let's see here. I'm not worried about the schedule. The best team on our schedule is Kansas City, and you saw what we did to them. 17-0. All right, we can turn the Phillies game off in the background. Don't need that on my TV anymore. It's a waste of electricity right there. They're obviously not going to. And the Chiefs aren't the hardest team on our schedule. Mark already said they might not even make the playoffs in the chat. I think the best teams on our schedule are the Lions, the Commanders, Commanders, Bills, Rams, and then the Chiefs. Fire Rob Thompson. I've wanted that for a long time. Maybe by not streaming tomorrow morning, you'll pick up. Yeah, maybe. Maybe doing less will do more, right? Well, there won't be no stream tomorrow morning. Maybe if the weather holds out, I'll try to get some short videos from the golf course tomorrow. Maybe that's what I'll do. You'll get a few shorts, not with the hoodie pulled up or anything like that. Maybe you'll get a golf club swing or two posted on the YouTube channel tomorrow. Maybe. I needed to get a Bryson DeChambeau video out, but I never got to it today. Oh, well. You guys are only going to get me for like another 15 or 20 minutes. My vodka is almost empty anyway. Pull up my shorts. What? Phil would have 100,000 subs if he didn't stream it up. Thanks. Jabbing that knife in my heart, K1. Seriously. Like, are you trying to break my heart? Adam just joined the chat. All right. I know things will be nice. Somebody will be nice to me because Adam's here finally. What's up, Adam? We're instant reacting to this terrible schedule, the Eagles. I'm not feeling it. I feel ballpark at 11 wins. There's a lot of positivity, 14, 15, 16 wins. I don't feel it. I feel 11 wins. That's the gut instant reaction right now. But that's me. Adam, I know you predicted 45-10, the first record score prediction of the season. What do you got as their win-loss record, Adam, as you see the schedule? Are you going to be another one that tells me I'm wrong and it's an 11-win schedule? We'll see. We'll see what Adam has to say here in a minute or two. Still sitting at 16 likes too. Yeah. Whatever else you guys want to talk about, clear your mind. 13-4. I mean, 13-4 is a possibility, K1. I just think 13-4, that's the ceiling. That's the peak. There's not much better than that. There's not a 14-3 or 15-2 record here. It's just not happening. DoorDashing. Okay. I think Eagles win home opener against Dallas by the score of 51-20. Holy shit, I thought Adams 45-10 was bold. 51-23 is bold too. And Mark, you've been drinking grandma's juice tonight. Did Big Ed drop you on the head one too many times as a kid? I think the home opener, and I said this and I haven't had time to look, Mark, and I'll look for Friday's show, what the record is of the home team on opening night since it's been the Super Bowl champions playing on the home night. All right? But it's got to be a tough game for the home team. Watching the banner getting raised, all the ceremonies, all the pomp and circumstance of the home opener as Super Bowl champions. There's a big distraction for the Super Bowl champions week 1. So I could see them coming out and Dallas putting up a fight. I could see Dallas winning the game, guys. I don't think they will, but I can see it happening. I can't give you a record prediction right now or score prediction right now, but I could see a 31-27 game. I could see a 35-31 Eagles win. I could see all that for sure. Yeah, he's hitting something right now. Take a chill pill, Phil. We able to run the table. Yeah. Hey. The Dolphins' record is in jeopardy with this Eagles schedule, right, mister? The Dolphins' undefeated record, what year was that? 1921 or something like that? It can be broken this year by the Eagles based off of what mister says. I don't say it, but, Hey, we can have fun. We can overreact tonight. No problem. Was it 1972? I wanted to say 1973 was what I was going to guess at, but might have been 1972. I don't know. You know what's my favorite game on this schedule? And I'm just going to tell you guys right now. And, I just said I'll do every game live on this channel that I'm not on vacation. But I'll do every game live on this channel for the Eagles this year, except for when I'm on vacation, if I get a vacation, and maybe not week 15. Because for the first time, and I can't remember how long, the Eagles actually play a game on my birthday. And that's December 14th. And we get Chip Kelly returning to Philly week 15, 1 o'clock game, Eagles, Raiders, my birthday. I'll be turning 45 that day. That game I might not lie. I might be hitting the juice too much that game to live stream. We'll see. We'll see if I make plans. I do see them losing to anyone this year. You don't see them losing to anyone. Look, I love the confidence from the fan base. I do. But we got to be realistic here, guys. This is not Overreaction Monday. This is Trending in the PM on a thirsty Thursday. No, it's not even Thursday. It's Wednesday. It's Wild Wednesday. Game 1, September 4th is your birthday. What are you turning? 69, Mitchie Poo? 6 or 9? How old are you going to turn? It's definitely not 69. But that's interesting. That's weird when both our birthdays have games this year. I can't tell you last time the Eagles played on my birthday. I really don't know. 31 or 13? Not sure. I knew you were 30 already though. That's cool though. Like Does an Eagles game on your birthday bother you? Because it kind of bothers me. Then I'll be distracted on my birthday by an Eagles game, or I'll just go out to a bar and get just completely, absolutely hammered for my birthday. Maybe Tampa Bay a loss or split with the Commanders. Most likely, you're split with the Commanders. Tampa's a loss, Adam. They can lose 2 of their first 5 games. Tampa and KC, Tampa and the Rams, any of those games there. They're going to split the Packers Lions back-to-back games. They're going to split with the Commanders. Are you going to the game, Mitchie Poo, for your birthday? That's a pretty good. From what I've heard, that game's going for some pretty pricey tickets. From what I've heard, standing room only for September 4th, the banner raising, we are looking at $500 standing room only tickets. Now, I'm not treating you for your birthday. Maybe you got a special somebody that actually, might treat you for your birthday. But I would not be dropping $500 for standing room tickets to see a banner. I just can't. I can't do that. I'm too cheap for that. I say 3 losses. Dude, I don't even think that's the ceiling. I think 4 losses is the ceiling. Adam, I think it's an 11-6, maybe 12-5 team. And if everything goes perfect, 13-4. But that's how I feel about this schedule. That's where I'm at with it. It's unfortunate. It sucks to say it, but that's just how I see it playing out. This is how I see it playing out. Guy at work has season tickets. Lucky. I don't know any special friends like that are rich and famous. Honestly, though, I prefer to watch the games at home. I really, truly do. And I'm really going to make a committed effort this year to live stream and do watch parties for as many Eagles games as humanly possible, maybe even some from the pizza shop. So I'd rather be at home talking to you guys, watching the game here on my TV, drinking beers, busting stones with K1. K1 got awfully quiet. I think K1 took a nap. But that's what I like to do. Doing that the Masters watch party, such a blast. I want to do more of that. Phillies watch parties suck. Sixers watch parties suck. Eagles and golf watch parties, that's where it's at. And I'm not sure if we're doing a PGA Championship watch party or not. I counted earlier. I think it's like 6. Let me double check. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 6 right now with the last game of the year without a time attached to it yet. So 6, maybe 7. You're lurking. You're hovering in the background. Probably chatting up with Dan Silly over there on Jacob Media, instead right now. Probably helping support his algorithm somewhere right now instead of mine. I get it. I understand, K1. You got to do what you got to do. Probably out there with Mr. No Notes, having a good time right now. Ignoring your favorite guy. The only guy that pays you attention. The only one that pays you any mind. All right, we're going to take the schedule off the screen there. We're going to put that back up there. Let's see what else I got here on Twitter here. Notifications and comments. Yeah. Anyway, Jalen Hurts MVP if the league this year, calling it now. I'll be betting it, Adam. I bet it every single year. Eagles quarterback to win MVP. I'm going to bet the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. If I haven't already done it, I might have already done it. I do it every year. So why wouldn't I do it? Jalen Hurts is going to have to be an MVP if they're going to win 14 games like you guys all think. How about I put it this way? If you guys think the Eagles can win 14 games, then give Jalen Hurts the MVP trophy right now. Because that's the only way they do it. I don't care if Saquon rushes for 2,500 yards. Winning 14 games with this Eagles schedule is going to require an MVP performance from the great Jalen Hurts. It's just going to be the way it has to be. I really, truly believe that. So, with that being said, schedule updates. Obviously, we're here. You guys missed it. Philly Press Box Radio had Fran Dunphy on earlier tonight. It was a great episode, great interview. Check it out on the STT Sports Network if you haven't already. Like, share, and subscribe to the STT Sports Network. This is a trending in the PM versus AM episode. No show tomorrow morning, okay? Playing golf in the morning. Windcoat out in Oxford. Let's see if how my body feels, but I'm going to do my best. All right? Friday we'll be back in the morning. Now the haters will say he's got a stacked team, okay, or because he's got excuses on why he'd win the MVP. Well, anybody just like anybody could win the Super Bowl with the Eagles team. Anybody can win the MVP with this super team, right? Isn't that the way they say? We gained one of them back. We went from 520 to 519 to 520 to 519 to 518. Now we're back up to 519. I don't know what's going on with the subs. I don't know. I feel like I should be at, like, conservatively speaking, 550 by this point, 560. We've definitely hit a brick wall on growing the channel right now. But I'm trying. Pumping out content at night for you guys. You'll have 520 by Friday. I feel it. Well, we've already hit 520 like 3 times, K1. 520 is not good enough anymore. The goal is 1,000 by September 4th. And I just have this feeling that that's not going to happen. I've also put it out on Twitter. If anybody's hiring and looking for content creators, hire me. I want credentials for Aronimik for the PGA Championship next year. So if you want my content on your channel, get me the credentials. Someone's hacking me. Maybe. I mean, I've had people F around with my channel before. Wouldn't shock me if someone's effing around with it right now. I feel like Mike Tyson before he married Robin Givens and he was still undefeated. We knocking all these teams out. I like that. You're talking like pre-jail time. Mike Tyson. Pre-Mike. The scariest version of Mike was pre-jail Mike. Let's be honest, mister. Those early days of Mike Tyson, I remember watching him as a young kid with my dad box. And my dad was a big boxing fan, mister. Growing up in South Philly as a kid, obviously he, fell in love with boxing. He watched a lot of boxing, and Mike Tyson was something special right there. Still remember when he bought the thing to illegally steal the Mike Tyson Buster Douglas fight. He taped it, and then he was so pissed off. My guess is he might have had a penny or two bet on that. Celtics win. Good for them. You know what, honestly? I hate the Knicks. I hate the Celtics. We had this conversation on this channel this week. I would absolutely love to see the Celtics without Jason Tatum come back and beat the Knicks in that series. That would actually bring a smile to my face, Mitchie Poo. It absolutely would bring a smile to my face. Winning it for Jason. That's what they got to do, man. You hate to see someone like Tatum go down. When's Jason Tatum even going to come back? My guess is Jason Tatum's going to be out all of next year too, right? Can we trade Paul George to the Celtics for something? They need to replace Tatum next year. Then we get Tatum over to, or get Paul George over there. Maybe that happens. I don't know. Just throwing ideas out there. You never know. You never know. But anyway, guys, it's time to start the wrap-up process here. Again, no show tomorrow morning. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely out to start the year. But an Achilles injury, that's like an 8 to 12-month recovery, right? So we're in May now. At best, he could come back by March, right? Maybe February. Normally an Achilles 8 to 12 months, right? And in basketball, with all the running up and down the court and all, like, it's not like other sports where maybe you can kind of like hide his issues with speed and whatnot. Most likely, he's missing the entirety of next year. That's a problem for the Celtics, right? Something. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing out maybe they'd want Paul George. I don't know why, but maybe they would. Could be interesting. All right, the drink's empty, guys. That means the show's over. That means I've done over 2.5 hours of content on this channel today with no new subscribers. We gained and lost subscribers. Double checking. We are back at 519 right now. Only got to 16 likes. I keep putting this poll, 25 likes, and we never get to it. Achilles tendon rupture is tough. When Kobe tore his, that was the beginning of the end. Great point there, mister. I didn't even think of when it happened to Kobe there. Yeah, absolutely. And Tatum ain't got no Mamba mentality in him, in my opinion. Well, not Kobe level Mamba mentality. I don't think you see Tatum play at all next year. I think he's going to try, but I don't think you see him next year. Maybe by the playoffs, but I don't think so. But you hate to see it. You hate to see that anytime. Thank you very much, Adam. I'm going to have a blast. I haven't played golf in a while. Playing with my brother-in-law, my father-in-law, and our buddy Dale. Going to drink a few beers, play a little golf, take a day off. It'll be fun. It's my first day off in like 3 weeks. So Durant blew out his Achilles and wasn't quite the same guy either. Yeah, Ryan Howard blew out his Achilles. You want to go to Philly. Was never the same. K1. And in baseball, I think as a first baseman, with DHs and stuff like that, you would have thought Ryan Howard would have been able to at least survive, and he couldn't. Achilles, man. Whenever I see an athlete blow out their Achilles, for some reason, I don't know if anybody else does this. Mista, maybe, K1, I don't know, Adam, Mitchie Poo. When I see an athlete blow out their Achilles, for some reason, I'm doing it right now. You can't say it. As we're talking, I'm like holding my foot right now. And I'm holding my Achilles, like where my Achilles is right now. Like, I just can't imagine that happening. Like I just can't I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't want to feel. That I felt some pain. I've had some bad football injuries and sports injuries in my life. And the Achilles one, man, from what I've heard from people, that is a scary, scary, painful injury. It really is. And I felt pain that I don't recommend anybody to feel when I had my double compound fracture in my leg. I would never wish that on anybody. It was the most excruciating pain, and it's still 25 years later is giving me excruciating pain. No, not 25 years. 23 years later, still giving me excruciating pain. I could not imagine what the Achilles pain feels like, though. McMahon tore both his getting to the. Yeah, I remember that. That was hilarious. Honestly, couldn't happen to a better guy. Sorry. I'm so over Vince McMahon. I'm so over wrestling in general, but Vince McMahon, the scumbag man, I'm so over him. I couldn't even get through the Vince McMahon Netflix documentary. I stopped like 2 episodes in. Like, I didn't even want to give him the ratings. I didn't. Like, he's just such a scumbag. He just is. When I see like his wife or his ex-wife, I don't even know if they're still married legally, Linda and him. But like, it's just, I respect what they did for the great industry of wrestling. Which, on a side note, wrestling, Adam, you're a wrestling fan. Mitchie Poo, you're a wrestling fan. You know what was 10 years ago tonight? And Mitchie Poo might have seen this on my Twitter page. 10 years ago tonight was the greatest wrestling show I ever went to. It was the first time NXT was touring. It was the first time NXT came to Philadelphia. It was just a house show. It was NXT at the Tower Theater in Upper Darby, like a block from where my grandma lived, and I drove down memory lane that night. Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze, and I don't even remember who the fourth person was in the main event. Charlotte Flair was still in NXT at the time. I mean, it was the greatest wrestling show ever. And it was just a house show. That was 10 years ago tonight. Now look at what NXT is. When a prize racehorse ruptures Achilles, yeah, I don't know if it's dog food, might be glue. But yeah, let me tell you something. I don't want to know what that feeling is like ever in my life. Let me tell you something, mister. Like I said, I know you've been beat up in life, man. I was playing a pickup game of rough, tough football at the beginning of my senior year of college. And I got clipped from behind by this dude the size of Mitchie Poo. And you guys don't know, but I know how big Mitchie Poo is. He's not a big kid. All right? I got hit from behind. Both my fibula and tibula came through the skin. My heel literally touched my kneecap, mister. Literally. When I went in, they rushed me right to, not there anymore, but Crozier Hospital for surgery. They gave me a 65% chance to have my leg amputated. That's how bad the injury was. Luckily, they saved it. But, man, that was painful. Watching the feeling of nerves having to regenerate and regrow back, the pain that goes through. I didn't walk for 6 months without crutches. All right? Didn't drive for over 6 months. Try imagining going across a campus. I was in college, living in dorm rooms on crutches. It's awful. Showering in college dorm rooms with crutches. Not fun. But the pain that break had. And I still feel the pain in my leg every single day. How tall are you, Mitchie Poo? I bet you he's like 3'7", 3'8", something like that. He weighs about 94 pounds, something like that. Anyway, guys, my drink's empty. I got to end this story right here. Let me tell you something. Y'all have a great night. I saw a guy playing soccer and he got kicked and his bone came all the way out and he tried to keep playing. Well, that was what actually made my injury even worse. So I broke my leg. But you know how like when athletes go down and your teammates like, oh, come on, they pick you up, like they just like they try to pick you up, keep going. So one of my friends, I still remember him, picked me up and it made me fall over because my bones were broken. And when I fell over, it went from being slightly broken to folding in half. And yeah, that was it. Dude, it was one of the worst things. Worst things. It's still broken to this day. My fibula is the weight bearing fibula never healed. It healed. I don't know if you could see that like that. That was the best they could do. So I've got a rod. My fibula does not bear any weight. The rod in my leg and the screws that hold it in bear all the weight in my leg. So the tibula, nobody cares about the tibula. It's not an important bone, but the fibula healed, and you can actually feel it in my leg healed like that. It's pretty gross. Mitch is a growing boy. Mitch is my baby boy. He's my baby boy, and he's growing. He's growing up so big. He's going to be 31 this year. Good for Mitchy. All right, guys, I really got to wrap this up. We're going to say goodbye here. We'll see you back here Friday morning, 8 o'clock. We're going to be, K1, this one's for you. Friday morning, we're going to be live streaming the PGA Championship for 90 minutes. We're going to be watching second round action, the PGA Championship. We're going to be talking the schedule more, Phillies more. We're going to be talking how bad my golf game is more. I've already got the graphic for Friday morning show up on or done, and it's basically like, let's have fun on Friday, basically, kind of show. So we're going to have fun. Everybody, please like, share, subscribe. Yeah, everybody, go Birds and Phillies. Well, go Birds. Phillies, fuck them. There, I said it. Everybody have a great night. I'll see you guys all on Friday. Stay tuned for some short clips of my golf swing tomorrow, but we'll see. But everybody have a good one. Go Birds, guys. 11, maybe 12 wins. Everybody have a great night. Go Birds. Bubbles up.